This one occurred in 1979. A friend, I think this guy was about a year older than me, stole $400, a lot of money back in 79. He forged a check, his father's check, made it out to himself. And he knew this lady at the bank would believe the story he made up about how he needs to get the check cashed, and so that's what he got, $400. And so the two of us got on a Greyhound and headed to LA, and which way to go? It took a couple days, I think, but we got there. I remember Arizona, beautiful at the time we arrived, and went through Arizona, all the rock sculptures, natural sculptures, sandstone, and all the different colors, all the shades of the orange, red, pink, purple, violet. So wow, you know. Now we got to LA and went to the Cecil Hotel. Back then it cost $10. And I think there were no, you had to go down the hall to take a shower, community showers they call them. And that's the first time I remember it late that night. I could hear this scary voice, some man out in the streets. Just, I'd never heard anything. Now it's commonplace. It's the most common thing. It's as common as these damn pigeons. So, then we wound up in Santa Monica, and the park, that it was on the bluffs, but I think the train tracks were between the bluffs and the beach. Well, anyway, it's just like a beautiful grassy park with all the beautiful trees, palms, and the rest of the trees. And there was all these old people playing instruments like violins and flutes and all kinds, and they seemed real happy. And you know, got on a bus, and we're just kind of trying to figure out, well, what are we doing here? Where are we going to go? And all this. And he had all the money. I didn't have anything. So this guy what he was about was, I don't know why we ever became friends, because he was like a control freak or a sociopath, something like that. I lost my license, my driver's license, on the bus. You see, the thing is, because he had stole that money, he said that I can't talk to my parents and tell them where I am or anything, or do any communication with my parents, because his mother and my mother would talk, and it was easily the conversation be, well, are they smoking pot, and have you seen them, and all. You know, I don't know if they ever met. I don't think they ever met, but they would talk on the phone. So he knew that. And of course I did. And we said, okay, I understand. I understand why. Because, so I agreed not to communicate, which is really stupid. Really, really unthoughtful. So, well, we continued on. And I remember seeing an ad where we could stay in Hollywood for $400. I think was what that costed. I guess by then we didn't have that much. And so we we would just have to live in the streets, I guess. So we went north and to Berkeley, and that's actually may have been the original destination because all these people would had spoken about Berkeley. It's a cool place. We go to, and they had the giant sequoia trees at University of California, Berkeley, and People's Park. And so we hang out with all the hippies at People's Park, what was left of them. You know, it's 1979 by now, but there's still those type of folks, street people, you might call them that. So, yeah, this is a long story, this one. I'll have to continue it because I'm going to run out of time on the storage on the space. I'll talk till it cuts me off. Still going. Okay. See now. There was some kind of social worker type guy that he took us to a place under some stairs of some building. Maybe it was an apartment building. Gave us some cardboards to sleep. That was one night. And I don't, I remember some strange man took us to his place another night, and then we met another friend. He had a really cool dog, and we were smoking the pot, and the dog was just looking at us like we were fools when we were in his place, and he had gone to, no, he didn't leave, let's see now. I remember one day at the park, he asked us to stay with the dog while he went to buy some pot or sell some pot, one of the other. And he didn't come back. So then we met another guy that said we could come stay and even rent a place real cheap, a room at their Victorian house in Oakland. And we got a taxi, so the three of us and the dog all went to live at that big house on top of a hill, East 22nd Street, Oakland. And I got a job at a restaurant washing dishes, and they had like half full decanters of wine coming through the window, so I would just pour them in empty bottles, and then they'd always have leftover quiche, and then